question to you, Mr. Khalil. You represent an organization that has global outreach. You interact with a lot of global banks and various regulators as well. Now, when we talk about RegTechs and SupTech, can you share your experience and what kind of solutions are being looked at globally?
Very good question. So thank you again, State Bank, for organizing this, and thank you for the organizers and the sponsors, and thank you for accommodating us here. So, just reading this, that major shift in the financial landscape, all financial institutions were affected by new regulations, and you, especially in compliance area, you had the most of these new regulations. Technology partners and regulators find themselves need to deal with new technology trends, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, new non-banking players in the industry. And this makes the need to have, as my colleagues have said, the need for supervisory technology, not only a normal technology, to deal with all these changes. So the need for sophisticated algorithms is there. The need to deploy artificial intelligence and machine learning is becoming more. And the need to serve non-banking players is more than ever. Also, the need for a reporting framework in order to cater for all what the regulators are asking for is becoming more and more. So for us, being a global player within the financial institutions, as we serve more than 1,000 financial institutions globally, gave us the chance to interact with various regulators from various regions in the world. And this really gave us the edge to deploy all their knowledge and all their what they're requesting in our technology. So we find ourselves today answering questions related to the reduction of false positive, to enable you guys to focus on real risks and to reduce the cost that is becoming a nightmare for everybody. How we are doing that? We are doing that through certain optimization techniques, business rules, and I think our colleague from Habib Bank Limited, in his beautiful presentation, he mentioned very important facts about what are the techniques used in order to reduce false positive. Again, we deploy new technologies like AI and machine learning and to deal with the big data in order to deal with new anomalies and to define and discover new topologies of anti-money laundering. Customer and market segmentation is very important, and it's on top of the list, and this will give the chance to compliance officers to focus more on what to do. Also, the reduction of the customer onboarding process and cost. So again, this will help the compliance people to cater for regulations. The advanced workflows and the advanced segmentation through data mining. The dealing with unstructured data through NLPs and artificial intelligence. Emails, videos, audios is becoming a nightmare. We're using now the distributed ledger technology to enable banks to download the screening lists through this technology. So no more files, which is against any minimum security requirements, and no more waiting till end of working hours to do that. You can do that during the working hours. and you can cover wider networks. With regards to the trade-based money laundering, the technology is there, and we have the technology whether online and offline. I know that there is a gap in the data, like price variances. Technology is there, but the data is not there, and the reason for the data is not there maybe the regulator and the banks and maybe the government are not talking enough to each other. So maybe this is a chance to ask our friend Khalid, who said that we promised to do all things. So maybe it's a chance to ask you maybe to put hand there and maybe to create this synergy between everybody to benefit them. And the last thing is, you know, we all heard about the hit with relation to the money fraud within the banking sector. Again, we deployed artificial intelligence and machine learning to come with maybe the only pre-fact fraud system to stop any unauthorized payments. So all of this was done in cooperation with compliance people, with regulator in various countries, and I think we will continue to do this in the coming years.
Thank you for a very comprehensive response. There's just one question that I would like to ask you. The expectations of regulators are similar for all institutions within the financial sector that they regulate. Now that means something which may not be that expensive for the larger banks, maybe, you know, a major consideration in terms of, you know, the cost for the smaller institutions or for microfinance banks. How do we manage that, or what kind of solutions are available? Because you see, each one of us have to comply, but then there's a cost. So how can that be tweaked or managed?
Good. So I understand your question very well. We as a technology partner, I think we started this back in 2003 by providing the industry with the first data center, and at that time we enabled many banks and financial institutions to connect to SWIFT network using the cloud services. And the reason at that time behind this introductory of the cloud services was really to reduce the initial investment of small players. Today we find ourselves in the same situation. The regulator is having the same expectations from non-banking players, and these people, maybe they don't have the same deep pockets like you. They cannot, they cannot invest in heavy systems, and they cannot spend a lot. So again, the technology is there. It's available in the market, and we have it. And in other countries, we are giving this service to brokerage companies, to the service providers or the exchange houses, and to many other sectors. But as the technology is there, which will enable anyone who is investing in this technology to decide when to upgrade his services, so to invest more. So the remaining thing should come from, again, the regulator. So we have the technology ready, so we delivered what we promised to deliver. So the ball is in your court. Will you allow these people to use cloud services in order to cater for your requirements?